It looks like this guy is predicting the entire January Direct, but is he right at all? Blood content. What's happening, my Blocked buddies, and welcome to a brand new episode of Blocked Content's Leak Speak. My name is Callum. This is going to be your content for today. Well, it's been a while and we've seen leaks come and go. There are some that are, mostly about the DLC fighters in Smash Brothers, and in Leak Speak, we kind of look around to see what are people talking about online. Is there an actual, leak that's coming out that has a little bit more weight to it, or is it all just going to be, I think that Steve's going to be in the game? Well, today we have something a little bit different to look at, and I just find the whole Leak Speak thing really fun and exciting to do with you guys. You might call it speculation speak, but for me it's a way to kind of, wonder and dream about what could be and what might potentially, be in the future for the franchise. Maybe not an ultimate, maybe in the future, but, it's people spinning ideas, and that's what I like about it. So I feel like this specific leak comes from this giant text leak that basically came out that talks about the January Nintendo Direct. So it talks about not just Super Smash Bros., but a whole lot of other Nintendo franchises and reveals, and even some details, some characters that happen to be in those trailers that they're going to announce. So to me, this could potentially be right in a few key areas. There is some stuff that feels too real to kind of be fake. But on the other hand, that kind of stuff could be someone's forte to really fake it. So I wanted to take a look throughout this entire text leak. So are you guys ready? Let's get into this. The guy opens with saying, "Hello, welcome to yet another leak in the endless piles of leaks." Well, he hit the nail on the head there. Yeah, that's certainly been true the last couple of weeks. We try and make a video about the things that kind of stand out, but there's a whole lot more that we're not covering because it's just, nonsense. He says, "I work in the advertising department of Nintendo of America." Okay, so he is actually saying that he works at Nintendo. That's, he's trying. He says, "I wear many hats, but long story short, my team and I have access to footage and other such materials." So he probably means marketing materials, images, transparent, stuff that you could basically just ship out to people. And he says, in order to facilitate the localization process of the Nintendo Direct. So, translating the Nintendo Directs to other languages, adding subtitles to them, which I know they're doing. So yeah, this could potentially be right. Obviously, there'll be a January Direct, and we've begun the work on these past few days. I feel like if there's a Nintendo Direct happening in January, Nintendo would have been working on it since months. They would have been asking up trailers at the third parties. They would be creating this entire thing. I don't think that this comes down to days before the actual month of release. I don't feel like that's realistic. I work in a lot of tight scheduling with film and with short films and stuff like that. That's not really the way that Nintendo will do this. He says if some of this stuff doesn't line up with most other leaks, it shouldn't. It became policy a few years ago for each department to start creating fake leaks to throw off the scent. We'll leak some actual stuff to make the leak believable, then make 99% of it fake. I didn't include everything that was coming. Anyhow, let's get started. So to me, yeah, people have been talking a lot about fake leaks and, leaks that a company potentially, creates themselves to kind of get people off the scent. They were talking about something in the Square offices where they were like, yeah, we're telling people that Gino's in the game, and whenever Gino leaks, we'll know that that person leaked it because that's the only person that we told. So if it happens to be online, then we can fire this person. Even though Gino isn't, in the game or whatever, that person would be fired because, is not trustworthy at all. So I don't really like those business practices at all. And I feel like that's demoralizing to a lot of people, even though it does kind of, weed out some people. I feel like there's a lot of other ways to do this, and the whole spoiler and leak business shouldn't have actual people suffer for it. I think an exception to the rule would have been the Grinch leak if it was real. So let's get started. He says the first game, Super Mario Sluggers Fever Pitch, a brand new entry in the Mario Superstar Baseball / Super Sluggers series. Unlike the last time, this one is being handled by Camelot.
Camelot, hee hee.
Most players are returning, some, like the Noki, are being cut due to irrelevance. Newcomers include Pauline, Professor Egad, Rosalina, and the Koopalings. A story mode similar to the Super Sluggers one is coming. Every character has been given special move, which requires reaching a fever pitch. It's essentially the star power extended to all players. And he says online functionality will be added, and it is slated for summer of 2019. So to me, Super Mario Sluggers, like reviving that franchise, it makes a little bit of sense. I feel like it probably did sell okay to warrant another sequel. Not as well as that Mario Tennis does, and not nearly as well as a Mario Kart does, but I feel like having that Mario sports game, the sports mix stuff doesn't really work all that well with audiences. They feel like they're getting mini games for, their hard-earned cash. So having games like Mario Tennis Aces come out, and then maybe something like this Superstar Baseball or Super Sluggers Fever Pitch version, it feels very much in line with the expectation of the customer. So I would be for it. Online functionality to a baseball Mario game could be awesome and get me some Friday Night Lights going. I feel like the characters that they're adding, Pauline, Professor Egad, Rosalina, the Koopalings, those are ones that I would have expected, and of course weren't in the previous one because most of them weren't even created back then. And Rosalina or Pauline wasn't especially popular. Now she is because of Mario Odyssey. So he goes on to say Luigi's Mansion 3. We know about this game, of course, but he says they're showing off a little bit more. A new cooperative mode returns. A scare scraper-esque mode. The plot gets some more reveals, so we're gonna get probably a trailer with some story stuff. This time, everyone, including Egad, has been captured. Luigi manages to salvage a new prototype of the Poltergust and explores the new mansion. It is revealed that you'll save Mario, Toad, and Peach throughout the game, not necessarily in that order, and be able to swap between them on the fly, and each will have unique abilities required to progress through the mansion. Luigi has a high jump, Toad has a running charge move, Peach uses her parasol to cross gaps and as a shield, and Mario has a more powerful vacuum than everyone else. Set for April. Okay, so this could go either way for me because I feel like Nintendo likes to make their franchises a little bit more friendly to new consumers, so having Peach and Toad and Mario as playable characters in a Luigi's Mansion game would make it, more broader of an appeal. I feel like adding these characters playable takes away a lot of it being Luigi's franchise. We know the games are called Super Mario and Luigi appears as an playable character sometimes. Yeah, of course, that works. But if you do spin-offs for the side characters, I don't really want to have the option to play as Mario in those, especially if Mario has a more powerful vacuum than everyone else, which doesn't make sense at all. The vacuum is Luigi's thing, and Luigi having a high jump for what? There is no jumping in Luigi's Mansion game. So for me, this could go either way. I feel like Nintendo would love to, casualize Luigi's Mansion even more than they just did with the portable game. But I feel like this is a little bit too much for me to handle right now. The next one is Yoshi's Crafted World, and he says the only new thing here is an optional Labo kit. You'll make Yoshi feet, eggs, and a hat that'll allow the game to essentially become totally motion controlled. So yeah, you'll probably use the Labo kit to get a few extra moves in there, and I feel like Labo and Crafted World make complete sense with each other. If Nintendo is not on this, they definitely should after this leak. So this is a really cool idea. Even if it's not real, I feel like this would fit with the Crafted World aesthetic extremely well. So having Labo work with Yoshi as a character now, because everything is made of, crafted materials, yeah, perfect. So I actually really like this one. Wonderful 101 and Wonderful 101, The Greater Galactic Coalition. Platinum Games' Wonderful 101 series will be revealed to be getting a port sometime in 2019. A teaser for its sequel, subtitled The Greater Galactic Coalition, will be shown, but no gameplay and no date. Interesting, already having a subtitle here too, which is very, very interesting to say the least. And having the port be there sometime in 2019, I think a lot of people will flock to it too, because it was a great game. It was very original and had a fun gameplay style that I really liked. And it was actually represented in Smash Brothers 2, which is pretty awesome and out there. So I feel like this could potentially be true and make a lot of people happy. Something that I don't think will be true at all is the next one. Mario plus Rabbids 2, A Teensy Bit of Trouble, a direct sequel to Ubisoft's Mario plus Rabbids. Now, of course, we all thought Mario and Rabbids thing was fake, and then it was real, and it was awesome, so anything could happen in this universe. This time, the dark teensies from Rayman Legends get a hold of the strange combination technology and form a new army of Rabbids. The trailer reveals the scope of the game will be much larger, encompassing, 8 worlds identical to the sizes of the previous game's worlds. They'll also be inspired by places within the Mario universe, like a Yoshi Island and a Donkey Kong forest. 2 shadows at the end will suggest that Rayman and Glowbox somehow got here and will be part of the game too. Now, I feel like Rayman Legends enemies, the Dark Teensies, that's too much of Rayman. I feel like the Rabbids are the real own special franchise that doesn't really connect all that much to Rayman, and I think they do that very knowingly. It's not, Rayman and Mario teaming up, so getting more enemies from that franchise specifically doesn't really feel all that realistic to me. Having Rayman and Glowback show up, that's the same thing for me. I don't feel like they would be doing this with the franchise. I do feel like a sequel is probably being made right now because the game sold great and was actually received awesomely. And I feel like the team really wants to work on the flaws that it did have and give us something that's like, well, you see, this thing really, really works. I want just more personality. I want more, a little bit faster gameplay, bigger worlds. And, this leak says it's going to get it. I doubt that this is real, but I don't doubt at all that it's being made. A Mario plus Rabbids 2. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, no new DLC or anything. It'll just be showing gameplay for Piranha Plant and Joker and giving Piranha Plant the release date of February 3rd. Well, this sounds completely real to me. This sounds like something that will actually happen. Having the second month of the year be the one that Piranha Plant releases in makes complete sense to me, and having it be early in February is awesome, and seeing more Joker gameplay would be awesome. Of course, we've just heard a few days ago that Sakurai says, yeah, the Joker isn't in any playable state. Of course, what he means is he isn't in any way showable in, full gameplay motion. They can, of course, already make a trailer because they have the animations. He's not perfectly balanced yet, but I doubt that he's not anywhere in the process that they couldn't make a gameplay trailer happen. So, The Legend of Zelda Link's Reawakening is a Link Between Worlds-esque remake of Link's Awakening coming to the Switch in fall of 2019. That's going to be really great if it's true. I doubt it. I feel like they want to, move the franchise on to newer, greater heights. But I feel like this is really cool. Like, the idea I really like, so I would want to see this happen. So we go on to Sonic the Hedgehog Revisited, a collection including Sonic and the Secret Rings, Black Knight, and Colors. It will be for May 2019. I feel like this doesn't really work all that well. I think the pun is, well thought out, but I don't think that Sega will ever want to go back to these games and remarket them. So that's a no for me. Then we go to Animal Crossing Back to Basics. The Animal Crossing is given its official name. It reveals it'll be taking a critical eye to a lot of the modern addition to the series and cutting loose stuff no one likes. Tortimer returns to be the mayor, but now each player can have one public works project going at any time. I feel like this is not really making any sense. People love the changes to the franchise, and it feels like this guy is just kind of salty about the franchise itself, and he's saying it's got to go back to basics. It's also a name that has like a negative ring to it, Back to Basics. Doesn't really make all that sense, and it isn't the grand, oh, this is Animal Crossing for Switch name that I know that it will have. So no, this is a no for me, definitely. The next one says Nintendo Land, the grand reopening. A new Nintendo Land tease, not much, but it's cool. I feel like Nintendo Land, the grand reopening, is the same like going back to basics, right? It's saying, well, reopening, we did it horrible the first time, but now you're gonna like this. I actually really liked Nintendo Land, played a lot of it, and at parties, it was a great time. I loved the tag minigame with the Mario characters and the ghost minigame. That was great, and I even put a lot of time into the Donkey Kong card thing. It was awesome. And the Yoshi thing, we had to blind draw stuff. So I would actually be up for a sequel to this. Having it with the Switch would be crazy cool. A lot of possibilities there. I don't think it's going to happen at all. I think that franchise is buried until further notice. But like he said, it's cool, so it'll probably be cool. And the last one he mentions is Rayman Trilogy, a Dream Collection. Now, this guy really likes his Rayman, right? So he says, a new Rayman collection featuring 1, The Great Escape, and Hoodlum Havoc will be coming to the Switch exclusively next year. Amiibo functionality will be revealed that will allow for Rayman to wear costumes of certain characters in the games. Okay, there are 2 reasons why I think this will not happen. If a Rayman collection ever happens, it's going to be the Legends games and not the older games. I feel like the reignited trilogy kind of stuff, that'll maybe happen in a few years, not now. I feel like that's not Rayman's time yet. And I feel like the other part, Amiibo functionality, I feel like Ubisoft is actually the only one that really wants to stay with their own merchandise themselves, because we didn't get those Amiibos for Mario plus Rabbids. They were their own kind of brand, and it's the same for a lot of other stuff that they do. All the figurines and stuff, they don't want to have that part of the deal at all, because that's where they make the most bucks. So Amiibo functionality, no, I don't feel like something that will happen. I feel like if it's going to be functionality, it's going to be like using the Amiibo you already have with the game. And even that, I feel like is they are promoting Amiibo, and they really wouldn't want to do that with their own figures. So that's all that this leak has to offer. It's a lot to take in. I really want to know what you guys think of all the individual parts of this, and what's the part that you're excited about, and what's the part that you say, well, I don't really need this, and where's my Metroid Prime 4? So anyways, I'd love to hear what you guys think of this. If you comment down below, you could actually be featured in our next video. So today's comment question is, what's your favorite part of this leak? Put it down in the comments now. As for the previous comment question, our answer comes to us from the awesome user Thundrex, saying, Bandana D is my most wanted DLC fighter. But imagine this for a second. A guy in a Mario suit goes to Sony's headquarters to call Crash out. The guy in the Crash suit comes out wondering what the heck is going on. And the guy in the Mario suit proceeds to give him a Smash Bros. Invitation letter. It's too perfect. It actually is too perfect. That really destroyed my voice right there. Thundrex, that is perfect. It would be really awesome if it was a guy in a Mario suit. I don't really know. If it was just Mario, that would make a lot more sense. But I feel the camaraderie that you're trying to build here with Crash, it's going to be awesome. I feel like if Crash is going to join Smash, wow, that's awesome. A Crash Bash Smash. That's going to be a big deal, because a lot of people love Crash, and I feel like he fits in well with the aesthetic of Smash Brothers, and he already has a moveset. He could use the Wampa Fruit, and he could use the Body Slam and the flip around. So it's already all there, so it's pretty easy. Thank you guys so much for sending in your comments. Always a lot of fun to go through them. There's of course a giveaway. You can win this What's Happening, My Block Buddies branded blocked content t-shirt. It's really fun to see you guys wear these things, and you can actually win one for free. We are almost hitting 25K, and when we do that, we'll give it away to one of you commenters down there. And of course, you can join the Patreon as well. It's just $1 a month or a little bit more. With every tier, you get some awesome other stuff. It's the cool rewards like getting the episodes early, getting your own video ideas made into actual videos on the channel, personal Skype calls with me, and just content you won't get anywhere else. So big thank you to our latest Patreon supporters. You guys are making a big difference for the channel. Remember also, if you're not yet a member of the Blocked Content family yet, just click that subscribe button. All the news and fun that you care about will be delivered daily to you. I'll see you around the corner where there's always more Blocked Content. See ya.